Nice to see you back again, and today we are having a little walk. I want you to guess where I could be. All this time I've been speaking, I've just been in the bedroom, and we are still having a walk. This is a 90-foot stretch. That is well over 26 meters. What sort of property could we be looking at that has this sort of size, that has this sort of volume? Well, believe it or not, this is an apartment complex, and you're about to see one of the biggest apartments given the most generous space that's on the market right now. Today we have something special, and to give you some context, here I am sitting in the private office that comes in the primary suite. This office is not just something small tucked away. It even has its own balcony. It has its own view. And today we are really going to be looking at the outstanding size of apartments that we have here. The first thing is starting on the land. This is 1.2 acres, and it only has 120 units. That's 21 floors, which is basically 20 units per tower, over 6 towers, with simplex units throughout, and just the top have duplexes. Here we can say we are even in a standard unit. Do you know what size this unit is? It is massive. So as mentioned, there's a mixture of 3 beds where we have the standard unit and the plus unit, 4 beds with the standard unit and the plus unit, 5 beds that are all the same size, and then the duplexes. There's a 3-bed duplex, a 4-bed duplex, a 5-bed, and a 6-bed duplex. Now these sizes start from anywhere from 205 square meters, which is 2,200 square feet approximately, all the way to the huge 6-bed, which is 535 square meters, which is just under 5,800 square feet. But the average size for a 3-bed is in at about 2,250 square feet, about 3,000 square feet for a 4-bed, and about 3,800 square feet for a 5-bed. Let's take a look at not only the size, but the quality of this development and the massive scale that it's at. So, what's the main difference apart from just size and bedrooms? Well, the plus units have extra rooms. For example, this office suite here is only on the bigger 5 beds and 4-bed unit, the 4-bed plus. The smaller 4-bed does not have it, as well as a storage room and a hobby room. So this is one of the extra rooms. This alone is about 20 square meters of extra space. So the theme of today will be not only space, but also privacy. Why do we say that? Every block has only 2 units per floor. And guess what? You access these units through your own private elevator and your own private lobby. If you don't wish to see anybody, you will never see anybody. Let's start from here, which is the private landing. Not 1, but 2 elevators, big enough to carry whatever you need and ample enough to be able to access your apartment. This is yours just for sitting, whether you have guests or whether you want to get ready putting your shoes on before leaving. It also leads directly for a private entrance to the staff quarters. So there are 3 steps of security if you wish to get in here. There's a 24-hour manned service entrance. where there's a concierge or receptionist, and then you have to have your own access. Even your visitors will require either biometric access from you or a passcode for them to be able to come here. So nobody can access your floor without your authorization. It is very private and very secure. Beyond that, even your door, as you can be able to see here, has biometric recognition and smart access. Let's take a look at the standard 4-bedroom unit, because it's a very good representation. It's right in the middle between the 3 beds and the 5 beds, because the quality is the same, the finishes are the same, and many of the common areas are the same. So the pricing will change depending on the exact floor that the unit is on. But to give you a guide price, you can get into this development from only 35 million shillings for the 3-bed. From 44 million shillings, you can get the 4-bed. And from 55 million shillings, you can get the 5-bed. Quite easy, 33 for 3, 44 for 4, and 55 for the 5-bed. So as you come in from your private entrance, you have a lot of storage here. You can choose what to put in it. You have a section for books and other decorative items, as well as for longer things. So if you come in with some of your clothes, some of your shoes, some of your items, they go in straight here. If maybe you've been shopping and you wish to use another entrance through the staff quarters as a service entrance, that can work for you too. So welcome to the sitting room. It is quite spacious. You have this backsplash that is provided, that will be standard in all the units, not just for the show house. This is where your entertainment devices can go. It's your entertainment area for your screens, for your music equipment, and so on. And for the 6 who will be getting the duplexes, they start at 70, 85, and 120 for the 3, 4, and 6 bed respectively. The other side of your sitting room is looking out onto a courtyard. One thing that has impressed me with this development is the amount of space that they have left. Only 2 units per floor, and look at that space. Well, for now it's not looking the best because it's still a site, but that's why we are here. We want to get you in this development early, because by the time it is ready, the show houses are just ready now, but by the time this is ready, nothing will be left. Here we are at the floor to ceiling glass windows leading onto your private balcony, and guess what? We even have automatic roller blinds that just shut or open with touch.
Nothing, she be walking around so confident, so heaven sent. I think she was meant to knock some daylight.
This being the show house, obviously it's been staged as the developer likes, but you have this lovely wood cladding which is in a neutral color, as well as the lovely neutral tile. You can add your own colors if you like. However, I think this looks very nice as it is, and you as a potential purchaser can get a lot of ideas how it's been staged. Crystal chandeliers look really nice, but if you have your own taste, that's now where it's left up to you to customize it for it to be your own home. From the living room, we flow into the dining area. There's a table here comfortably accommodating 6. There's a breakfast bar here that will comfortably accommodate 4. If you wish to have a much bigger table, there is space for that. There is also a balcony that leads all the way down with some utility space that goes to other rooms.
Strutting in the hills or her slides, either way, eyes on her every single day, week, year, everyone wondering how she does it with no fear, all that confidence. Was it heaven sent? Does it come within? Does it come run out? I don't know. She'll just have them running out and in. Man, they want to sin, talking deadly sin with Mrs.
From the dining, you flow seamlessly into the kitchen. There's a water station here. And what do you notice? There are 2 cooking areas. There's one that's outside, very well ventilated, but it has a door that you can close off. Maybe if you have one of those spicier dishes, this is where you can do the preparation. And then you have your general cooking area that is here. It's currently running on a 4-gas burner with 1 induction stove, as well as an overhead extractor. Ample space for your double door fridge has been left. lot of overhead as well as under the counter storage and built-in appliances. So there'll be RO water, which is the reverse osmosis, so you'll have clean drinking water that's provided for here, as well as having your dishwasher, your oven, and your microwave. So internally, each of the homes has been set up with individual climate control, that's air conditioning, whether you like it warm or cool, as well as instant water heaters and the water purification. There's the home automation options that you have, like the automatic blinds, the access control, speaking to the concierge or speaking to the reception room. And then within the complex, you will have a heated pool. There'll be a play area for kids, as well as a gym area with even a boxing area, cardio area, and all of that. There'll be ample parking. The parking will be manned and secured, as well as 3-stage security. Guess what? There are also going to be some conveniences here. Let me check what the developer has said. There's going to be an on-site mini-mart for your convenience, a salon, a barber shop, and a cafe. Everything is about making life easier, keeping the radius of your movement close. Again, what about the location? Here we're in a lovely part of Kilimani. It's near 2 quite large schools. On this stretch, there is no other apartment of this size. There are some studio apartments, there are some 1-beds. The only other tower is at the very end of the road. There are only 3 apartment complexes here. The views for now are uninhibited by anything. You don't have any blockage in your views. It's a very nice place to call home. So here at the bedroom suites, we have about 3 bedrooms at the 4-bed, which are the same size. And I'll just be showing you one because I want you to come and view them for yourself. You don't need to see everything right now as we are going ahead. They're really, really nice. But again, I need you to come and see this development. If you'd like to know how to come and see it, the number is always here. Right here, you can see it. 0731 262 000. Send me a WhatsApp, send me a message, give me a call, and let's arrange how you're going to see it. Welcome to the bedroom. So imagine we are on the lowest floor because we have the parking and then we come up. So this would basically be the ground floor. According to our neighbors, we are on about the 3rd or 4th floor. What did I tell you about the views? Look at that, clear views all the way through, nothing blocking at all. So each of the bedrooms has big windows, almost floor to ceiling. There's a bit of a barrier there. And then you have this cladding. Look at that height of the ceiling. It's almost 2.5 meters. You have cupboard space, you have built-in closets, and every bedroom is en suite. Here we are in the primary. Just look at all of this space. Again, you have a private balcony. So in every unit, you're looking at a minimum of 3 balconies. What else do I like about this primary unit? Look at the flooring. Very unique herringbone pattern that keeps the room warm. This is not tile, so it's almost like wood, as well as the cladding that you have on the wall. Why you so fine? And check this out too, the walk-in closet. So hard to find. You have all of this as your storage. This is your walk-in closet. All of this, all these cubic meters to keep your things. Now you'll have to go shopping because it's too big. One of the sections has a display option. Then you can also check the size of the primary suite's bathroom, which has a bath, a shower, and a washroom. Girl, you're so fine. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Girl, you rockin' like baby, so fine. Miss Baby. That's really big, but just for context, it can get even bigger. Have a look at this, over 10 meters just of storage space. All of these are display areas. That's not enough, you have a second section. Display areas, more storage, and even a dressing table.
She was so sublime, super fine. She was never lying, strutting in the heels or her slides. Either way.
So the bigger 4-bed will also not have a galley washroom or bathroom setup like the other one. It will be more of a suite like this. Look at this in the 5-bed with the his and hers, the tub, and the enclosed area. Yes, those views are the selling point and the low density of units here. In the description, there is going to be all of the details that we have spoken about. So in case you have not caught anything on the exact sizing, on the exact pricing, on the different sorts of units, it's going to be there. One thing I must emphasize is the quality. Again, I go back to this herringbone pattern on the wood finish on the floors. This is something that is so attractive to look at. Again, I want to just emphasize the fact that this developer has put only 120 units on 1.2 acres. In this market, that's unheard of, especially over only 3 blocks. There's nothing that is beacon to beacon here, and there are no touching blocks. What does that mean, to put it into perspective? That's only 100 units per acre, 50 units per half acre, 25 units per quarter acre. Over 20 floors, that's a lot of space. You will find similar construction right now on quarter acre. Here we have about 25 units on the quarter acre. They will be putting well over 120 to even 150 units. Definitely this is value for money. If not the quality, if not the finishes, the pricing too is really, really good. If this is what you've been looking for, we will be so happy to get you the opportunity to come in early. Imagine this is still under construction, only the showroom has been made ready. By the time this thing is moving on, we will now be fighting for spaces. Something else to show us the attention to detail are these Spanish tiles that have matching grout, so they almost look totally seamless. Again, this is not paint, this is textured wallpaper. Very neatly done, you can't even see the seams.
Why you so fine? Gotta make you mine.
The developer who has built this unit and this complex has a very good track record, always completing projects on time. He has built high density apartments. He has built this ultra luxury apartment. He's building townhouses, and you can see this quality. In fact, when I'm in here, I feel like I'm in a townhouse, just a vertical townhouse. When is the completion? It is December 2026, which we expect to be bang on time. If you want to book this unit, you only need 20%. With that 20%, you can choose to pay all of it, and you'll be given a small discount or some very good terms, or you could stage your payments all the way till 2026, so there are options for you to do that. I'm very excited about this development. If you've been following this channel, you know that we have only ever had 2 other apartments for good reason. One was in Lavington, very spacious. The other was in Westlands, one of the first developments that were coming up of the ultra high rise. Now, here is something very unique. That's why we are showcasing it. We know there's so much competition in the market. The only other 5 beds that are there are in a bit of a mixed use, and they're a bit some way off. But in Kilimani right now, this is literally the only option at this price point and at these sizes and at this quality. You know what you need to do next. To never miss any update, follow this channel, give it a like, share it to anybody who you wish to also see such content. And remember, the number is right there. You can mail us info@cnckenya.com, or call that number 0731 262 000. If you're international, send a WhatsApp.